morning, friends. So today we are going to be talking about powers of 10 and exponents. So today our goal is I can use powers of 10 to show whole number exponents. Now I've underlined the word powers of 10 and exponents because these are our two vocabulary words today. So a power of 10 is a way that we can write really big or really small numbers that are divisible by 10. And it's going to be so that we don't have to show as many zeros. And we do this with exponents. So if I have the numbers 10 to the second power, this is a power of 10, and we're showing it with an exponent. This tiny little number up in the right-hand corner, this 2, is what we call an exponent, okay? This 10 down here is our base number. When we have an exponent is a type of repeated multiplication. And we are repeatedly multiplying our base number, which is 10. So we have 10 to the second power, which means I'm going to be repeatedly multiplying the number 10 2 times. So we are left with 10 times 10. And that is going to equal 100. So 10 to the second power is a power of 10 because it is another way of writing this number 100, and it's divisible by 10. And this exponent tells us we are multiplying the 10 2 times. Now I want you to notice that this 2 represented how many times we were multiplying 10. But if we look at our answer, we also have 1, 2 zeros in our answer. Now this is only going to work when we're working with powers of 10. This will not work if our base number is anything other than 10. This will not work. In this case, it does work though. So this is a quicker way to show the number 100. So let's look at the number 10 to the third power. So our exponent is 3. So 10 to the third power. Again, this is repeated multiplication. So we are going to do 10 times 10 times 10. Now, a lot of people here are going to think that the answer is 30. This is not correct. This 3 does not tell us that we're doing 10 times 3. This 3 tells us we are multiplying 10 by itself 3 times. Okay? So this is repeated multiplication, not addition. So if we do that, 10 times 10 is 100. And then 100 times 10 would be 1,000. Now, if we take a look here, again, this only works with powers of 10, but if we take a look at our answer, 1, 2, 3 zeros. We have 3 zeros when we have 10 to the third power, excuse me. We have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So now we can work at this from a different angle too. So if I were to have the number 10,000, if I was starting with the number 10,000, I could tell you what the power of 10 is as well. Well, I can see, looking at this, that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, which tells me that I have 4 powers of 10. 10 to the fourth power. I also could write out my repeated multiplication as 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So I'm repeatedly multiplying 10 4 times. Okay? Now, I can also think of if I have just the repeated multiplication. I can think about what would my answer be, what would my power of 10 be. So if I had 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, if this is what I am looking at, then I could say, well, I'm multiplying it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Therefore, I have 10 is brought to the 5th power. Now, if I was to think about what the answer to this would be, well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 2, 3, 4. So if I multiplied 10 by itself 5 times, I would get 100,000. And again, it's because I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we are going to be using this. The reason we would want to use this, the reason you would want like 10 to the 5th power, is that sometimes our powers of 10, our numbers can get really, really big. And this is a really handy way of writing them in a more concise way. We can show if I had, and this will be in another video, but I just want to introduce it. If I had 3,300 and I wanted to show it in another way, I could show it as 33 times 100. But I could also show it by making this 100 an exponent. I could also say 33 times 10 to the 2nd power. That's just another way that you can express this number right here. I will make that its own whole separate video, but I just want to introduce the concept that you can use powers of 10 to show whole number exponents. And so I hope that you guys learned something, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.